Alohomora, or at least that's what we would say if this was your regularly scheduled Curious Rhino.
The path we're on is terribly dangerous.
Indeed, we're putting a bit of a different spin on our series today. We won't be casting spells to unlock magical trivia, but unearthing some spicy details instead. Avalanche Software's latest interactive role-playing venture is no stranger to controversy, sometimes through no fault of their own. From accusations of anti-Semitic themes to entanglement with Rowling's controversial views and lead designer Troy Leavitt's output of provocative YouTube videos, we're covering it all. As an appetizer, let's start with the game's setting. As early as the first ever gameplay trailer, the masses were inflamed due to the timeline in which the story takes place, the Goblin Rebellion era. For those who aren't up to date with the wizarding world's history with these pointier beings, the goblins in Harry Potter have suffered a long history of accusations due to how J.K. Rowling portrayed them. The typical goblin in Harry Potter lore is quite fond of gold, and they have exaggerated facial features, most prominently their hooked noses. If that rings zero bells to you, congratulations, you're more innocent than you think. Unfortunately, the greedy hooked nose stereotype has long been a sore spot for Jewish people, dating as far back as the 13th century. Okay, we know what you're thinking. That's it? Yes and no, dear viewers. The game's main storyline follows the protagonist's efforts in suppressing a goblin rebellion, with the supposed message being that the minority group is the enemy even though they're simply fighting for equal rights. Yeah, when you put it like that, things start to get kinda ugly, huh?
It is. Deke hasn't heard from his friend for a while now.
I understand.
Oh, if only things ended there though. Goblin depictions aren't the only figurative chain holding back the game's otherwise clean reputation. It's a regrettable fact that anything tied to the Harry Potter franchise goes back to J.K. Rowling and her history of Twitter drama and views on gender recognition laws. Many people called for a boycott of the game, both as a sign of solidarity with the transgender community and as a way of decreasing the financial benefits the author will receive. In most other cases, this would be forgotten in a few days, but the calls for boycotting eventually reached gaming publications. Wired magazine went as far as to give the game a 1 out of 10 score, citing it as a mediocre game at best, with real-life harmful effects lowering the score all the way to the bottom. The flames would eventually reach voice actors as well, with prominent British actor Sebastian Croft distancing himself from Rowling's views weeks before the game's release. To many people, the studio's response to the controversy surrounding the game's public image was half-hearted at best, with a transgender character creation and the inclusion of a non-binary wizard dismissed as poor attempts to deflect the drama.
Welcome. Butterbeer's on me.
Like with many topics that come and go in this rapid digital age, the more it gets talked about, the muddier things become for those not up to date. If this whole fiasco is starting to seem like one heck of a smear campaign from fate itself, then this part might as well be the nail in the coffin. If accusations of anti-Semitism and associations with controversial authors aren't enough, the game's lead designer, Troy Leavitt, went under fire for his social media posts and discourse videos on YouTube. The videos covered topics such as anti-feminism and reactionary harassment moments. In addition to this, because of course it doesn't end, Troy has gone on record defending figures like Nolan Bushnell and John Lasseter, both of whom have been accused of sexual misconduct. As one would expect, various outlets jumped at the opportunity to cover the rising wave of criticism towards the game designer. While we will leave our viewers to come to their own conclusion, there is an element of truth to both Leavitt and the media sides. The reactions he received are an undeniable side effect of the reactionary discourse. Still, the timing made it seem like various outlets were hopping on the opportunity for clicks rather than in good faith, since most of the posts were years old. Okay, time for a long breather after that. We hope you found this video somewhat enlightening on an otherwise, chaotic topic. Feel free to voice your opinions on the spicy internet drama in the comments below. Be sure to cast a spell on that like button and subscribe for more up-to-date topics. We'll see you next time, and hopefully, the atmosphere will be more chill.